Welcome class. I hope you all are fine. Today we'll continue with the topic of communication and health education. In the previous lecture, we discussed about communication, the SMCR model, what are the different types of communication. Then we did the barriers which you can face during the communication process, and also the important functions of health communication. Now, next is health education. In health education, as you all know, it's a part of health promotion policy. Now, in Alma Ata Declaration, which was conducted in 1978 in Russia, it was emphasized that you cannot achieve or maintain positive health without individual and community participation. And with this view, the new definition of health education was given by WHO, which states that health education is a process which is aimed at encouraging people to want to be healthy, to know how to stay healthy, to do what they can individually and collectively do to maintain health, and to seek help when needed. Now, this modified definition of health education was given by WHO after the Alma Ata Declaration. Now, basically, health education, it emphasizes on the modification of the behavior at the individual and at the group level, or at the community level of the entire population by modifying the behavior of the entire community. You can influence them to maintain their health, and how they can promote their health, and what they can do if they are diseased, or they if they have any problem, and where to seek help, and what type of health services are provided to them. So all these things are very important. So while planning the strategies for health education for a community, accessibility and availability and effectiveness of the available methods which are used for preventing and controlling the disease or the health problems are also kept in mind. The aims and objectives of giving health education to a community are: number one, that it encourages the people of the community to adopt and maintain health promoting lifestyle and practices. Number two, it promotes them to properly use the health services which are provided to them. Number three, it arouses the interest and provides new scientific knowledge to the community, which helps them to improve their skills and to change their attitudes in making proper decisions in solving their own health problems, and maintaining their lifestyle. Number four, it stimulates the individual and the community participation, so that they have equal participation in health development through individual and community involvement at every step, from identifying the problems which are related to health to solving those health issues. The next topic is approach to health education. Now, there are four well-known approaches to health education. Number one is your regulatory approach or the managed prevention. In regulatory approach, certain laws and regulations are made by the government to alter the human behavior. This is done for the betterment of the community. Now, in the regulations can be in the form of fine, or even imprisonment can also occur. Now, this type of approach can be helpful, like we can see it in the case in our country, as helmet was made mandatory for the motorcyclist while driving. So that thing worked. But in some of the cases, like you cannot force people to take balanced diet or to exercise regularly or cessation of smoking. So this type of approach cannot help in every aspect. So other type of approaches should be tried in in prevention of other things. Now, second type of approach was the service approach. The service approach was started in 1960s. Now, the aim of this type of approach was to provide the healthcare services to the people at their doorsteps. Now, this type of approach did not work, and it was not based on the felt need of the people. And the people usually do not accept a program or a service, even it is if offered free of cost, until and unless it is based on the felt need of the community. So this type of approach also didn't work. Now the next type of approach is the health education approach. Now in certain cases, like as you know, in cessation of smoking, usage of safe water supply, or in family planning programs. Now, these types of problems, health education approach really worked. Now, here you can educate the people, like in case of suppose cessation of smoking, you can educate the people on base of scientific knowledge that how smoking can be harmful for them, and so you can alter their behavior. Like this, the people may get awareness regarding this, and they can develop interest and can evaluate and adopt the healthy lifestyle approaches. So health education approach is quite beneficial in many problems. Next time type of approach is your primary healthcare approach. Now this is a new approach which is based on the primary healthcare. In primary healthcare, as you know, certain principles like community participation and intersectoral coordination were incorporated, and these type of things help the society in identifying their health problems and then finding workable solutions. Now, this type of primary healthcare approach is also quite beneficial for the individuals, as they became more self-reliant in matters of health. Our next topic of discussion is the difference between health education and propaganda or publicity. Now, health education, as I've told you before, it's based on scientifically proven information, while propaganda is just the particular systemized doctrine which is instilled in the minds of the people. Now, in this slide, you can see a table which tells us the difference between education and propaganda or publicity, and this table is given in PARC. Now, the basic difference between education and propaganda or publicity are that number one, in education, the knowledge that is given is scientifically based, and the skills are actively acquired by the individuals in a community. While in propaganda, the knowledge is instilled in the minds of the people. In education, the people are made to think for themselves, and while in propaganda, it prevents or it discourages the thinking by giving ready-made slogans to the community. In education, it disciplines the primitive desires, while in propaganda, it arouses and stimulates the primitive desires. In education, it develops the reflective behavior in the individuals and train the people to use their judgment, to use their minds before they act on a specific thing, and they whatever decision they are making. Or in propaganda, it develops reflexive behavior, and it is aimed at impulsive actions. Now, education is basically it appeals to reasoning, and in propaganda, it appeals to emotional behavior. Now, education develops the individuality, personality, and self expression of a person, while propaganda it develops a standard pattern of behaviors and attitudes according to the slogans which are given or the molds which are being given and used. Now, education, the knowledge is acquired through self reliant activity, and the process is behavior centered, and it aims at developing a favorable behavior or an attitude, habits, and skills in the community. While propaganda, the knowledge is spoon fed, as I've told you, and it's passively acquired, and the in process is information centered, and there is usually no change in the attitude or behavior of the community. So these are the basic important differences between education and publicity or propaganda. Next topic is the contents of health education. As you all know, health education covers every aspect of family as well as community health. Now, the different contents which are taught by giving health education messages to a community are: number one is the human biology. Now, if a person is giving health education message regarding health, if the community does not have any know-how about the human body, what are the structure of the human body, how they function, there that health education message is not beneficial for them. So to have a know-how about the human biology is very important if you are giving health education messages. And the human biology should be taught in the school, so that the community should have a clear knowledge about the different structures and the functioning of the human body, and then only health education messages can be beneficial for them. Now, next are your nutritional education. Now, as you know, nutrition is an important component of our life, and by giving nutritional education at the family level and at the community level, you can educate the people how they can take care of their families and how they should be using a balanced diet, and how it is going to be beneficial for them as well as their children and other people of the community. So, by giving nutritional education, you can also provide proper health messages to the people. Now, next is the hygiene. Now, hygiene is taught in different topics, like you can give health education messages regarding their personal hygiene, or you can give educational message regarding the environmental hygiene. Now, in personal hygiene, you can tell the people how they can practice good hygiene and how it is beneficial for them. You can tell the people how bathing daily is important for them, wearing clean and washed clothes is beneficial for them, and you can also tell them how to take care of the hair, their nails, their teeth, etc. So there are different topics which can be taught by giving health education messages regarding their personal hygiene. Next is your environmental hygiene. Environmental hygiene can be at the domestic level and at the environment outside as well. Now, in personal, in sorry, domestic hygiene, you can tell the people how they can take care of their houses. The houses should be clean, how it is going to affect their health. The houses should be well lit. There should be proper ventilation in the houses. There should be no pests or rats or mice which can cause diseases in the houses. So you can teach people by giving health education messages, and so you can also tell them how they can do practice this environmental hygiene and how it is going to be beneficial for them. Next is your family health. Now, giving family health messages to the people, you can tell them how to take care of the families, how they can promote their health, and how they can prevent the disease, how they can early diagnose any small endemic diseases, and how to they can take care of the sick. So this health education is very important to promote the family self-reliance, and especially regarding their responsibilities in child bearing or child rearing or self care, and how they can influence their children for adopting a healthy lifestyle. Now, next is your disease prevention and control. Now, as nowadays, as you are seeing in on television and internet and every other media, how they are giving health education regard messages regarding the COVID pandemic. So, disease prevention and control can be taught to the people by giving health education messages. Next is your mental health. Now, the aim of education in mental health is to help the people to keep mentally healthy and how they can prevent a mental breakdown. Now, there are certain special situations where mental health is of great importance, like mothers after childbirth. As you know, they can go into depression. So, mental health messages can be given to the mothers. So, this is how health education can be beneficial in mental health. Next is the prevention of accidents. As you know, accidents can occur in the houses, they can occur on roads, or even in the places we are working. So, prevention of those accidents can be taught to the public or the people by giving health education messages. Now, next is the usage of health services. As you know, there are different health services which are available throughout the country. Now, the people, especially in the rural areas, sometimes they don't even know what type of health services they are provided. So, by giving health education messages to the community, you can tell what type of health services are offered to them by the government, and how they are accessible, and how effective they are, and how they can effectively use those health services. So these are the different contents which can be taught to the community by giving health education messages.